is time to get creative. So in this video, I'm going to show you a bunch of different options and activities that you can do this week, just depending on what you have at home, and then also just what you want to do. Do one, do them all, it's up to you, but keep in mind that the whole point of our art making this week is to create art that is showing an emotion. So let me show you what we have today. All right, for this option, all you need is paper, a pencil, and then some things to color with. I have Sharpies and I have crayons with me today. So we're going to be making block letters and then kind of turning those letters into pictures themselves. So I'm going to show you what I mean and what that's going to look like. So to start, you're going to want your pencil. And this is my little tip and trick for learning block letters. Once you learn how to do block letters, you don't need to do this step, but if you're learning, this is a really good way to practice. So I'm going to use my pencil. I normally do my pen so you can see it better, but hopefully you can see this because I'm going to need to erase what I'm doing. So keep that in mind for yourself too. You're going to want to draw lightly, but I'm going to write my letters. Now I'm doing greens, and as we saw in that story, hopefully you've watched The Color Monster read aloud. Green is a great color to represent being calm. So I'm going to write my letters just like normal with my pencil. Make sure you write them lightly. Then, once I write them normal, and I write them big so they fill a page, I'm then going to make an outline of that letter. So I'm just going and tracing around, leaving a space around, and then that gets me my block letter, and then I can erase my regular letter like that. All right, I'm going to show you how that works with a letter that has kind of a hole in the middle. So for my A, I do my tracing around like this, and then I go inside too. All right, and then I erase. I'm going to speed the video up while I do my L and my M. All right, now that you have some block letters, I'm going to show you how we can make these into like little pictures. So what I mean is, when we read the Color Monster and they went to the calm page, he was among all these little plants, and I thought that was a great thing for calm. I know I have been doing lots of planting at home the last few weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my letters into like plants. So I'm making a little pot here for my C to be in, and then I'm going to act like the plants are kind of going up and wrapping around my C. All right, so something like that. Thinking, let's see here, maybe this is a big pot like this. So I'm just kind of going about each letter and thinking how I can make this shape out of something like plants. So I'm going to do some more leaves. And I think this reminds me of like a tall cactus. So I'm going to do a little pot down here. Erase this. And then if you make a mistake, that's why we do pencil. Don't worry about it. then maybe this one, since it's such a funny shape, I'm thinking maybe this one can be like one of those plants that people carve into different shapes and designs. So I'm going to do 2 pots. Has these 2 parts coming down here. And kind of just give it some texture. Alright, now that we've got the basic picture started, put a little ground line across. I'm then going to add some color. I'll probably outline with my pen and add some color. So let me show you. I'll speed up the rest of the video and show you that real quick. All right, this option is really fun. It's something that you could do every day, over and over, multiple times. So I got a jar, just a old pasta or sauce jar, and I just wrote, "Today I am feeling," on a little piece of paper, and I just taped it on. Okay, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna go on like a color hunt, and you're gonna look for colors that match your feelings. So today I chose happy. I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm looking for the color yellow. All right, so anything you have, you're gonna find in that color, and you're gonna put it in your jar. Okay, and you're gonna fill it up with all those colors. Like so. You could look through magazines for pictures with that color and put those in there. You could make drawings. So I drew our color monster and made him yellow, like I'm feeling. And you could do other drawings that represent how you're feeling. Okay, and that's it. And you could do that once. You could then change it out for when you're feeling something different and change all your colors. Sorry, there's a glare. It's hard to get a good picture. I'll see if I can get another good picture of this. But this, see if I can block the sun. This is just another quick but fun option where we can kind of look for all the different things that are different colors in our house to show our feelings. All right, so for this option, we are going to be making a jar. Like in the book, The Color Monster, he puts all his feelings in their own individual jars. So we're gonna be doing that. Now, I have a version on my website that you can just print out and make from there. But if you can't do that, I'm gonna show you how to draw it. So all you need is a pencil, some scissors, glue, and then some things to color with. So today I have crayons, but then I'm also going to use a magazine because I'm going to look for the colors I want in there. Okay, so you're going to want to use a pencil, but so that you can see better, I'm going to use a pen. Okay, so I'm going to start by making the top of my jar. So I'm going to make a rectangle. Like that. Okay, And then I'm gonna do the two sides coming down. These do not need to be perfect. If we looked in the book, they're all a little different. They're kind of fun and funky. That makes it look like a drawing and not like a photograph, and that's what we want. So I kind of like the imperfections. So we do two sides down. I kind of started in and came out on both sides. They did not go exactly the same, and that's what I wanted. It's fine. And then the bottom, you can go straight across or you can kind of curve it to look more like a jar. And that's your jar, pretty simple. We are going to add two extra little things though, so that we can do something special with this in a minute. So I'm going to add a rectangle to either side. Let me show you what I mean. And these definitely don't need to be perfect because when we're done, we're not going to actually see these. So one on this side and one over here, okay? And those are going to come into play in a little bit. Now, before I cut this out, I am going to color it. So we have our, I think 5 colors in the book that talk about emotion. So green is calm, yellow is happy, and so on. I also have that list on my website that goes over a lot of other emotions and a lot of other colors. So I want to try and use something different. So I think I'm going to look, I looked at that list and I saw orange on there, and orange could represent being stressed or overwhelmed. And I feel like that's a good one to kind of describe how I'm feeling and probably some of you are feeling right now. So I'm going to get some oranges, and if you looked in the book, there's just kind of some scribbles, and when you're stressed you feel kind of scribbly. So I'm going to just scribble a couple different color oranges. Maybe it's trying to get out. I'm going to get one more color orange in here. It's maybe a little red. Well, let's see. That's pretty good. All right, and then like I said before, I am also looking through this magazine to see if I can find any of my colors, and I found this page, and oh, it has an orange, so I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to cut it out kind of in a shape of a circle, like so many of the colors are in the book. And this is just giving me another color, another texture. It's just kind of fun. So I'm going to do that, maybe right there, and then maybe I'll cut another little piece out, different size circle. Alrighty, I think I'm going to add a little detail to my lid before I cut it out. Alright, once you're done coloring your emotion, so all my oranges, I then am going to cut out my jar, making sure that I also cut out these two little funny tabs. Alright, so let me speed this up while I do that. All right, with it cut out, I'm gonna need another piece of paper, okay? And with my cut out jar, now with these two rectangles here, I'm going to fold down so it's folding to the back so that I don't see it over here. So fold that down on the edge of the jar on both sides, like that, okay? And then I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to get some glue on those two edges. And then watch what I'm going to do. When I go to glue it down, so now there's glue here, okay? When I go to glue it down, I'm going to not do it flat. You can see this. I'm going to let it kind of bend a little. So I can kind of stick one side down first, like that. Bring this one over, and I'm kind of using my thumb right here to pop it out. And I'm going to let it stay off the paper. And then this is kind of hard to get your fingers. You maybe can do this better if you have littler fingers. I can maybe take my pen and get in there to press that down. Okay. And then, I don't know if you can see, let me hold it up. It's coming off the page and is now like a 3D jar on my flat paper here, okay? And then I can write, today I am feeling and I colored it that orange because I wanted to show the feeling stressed. But I'm actually feeling pretty good today.